TCI Sports Game of the Week.
TCI Sports presents the 9th annual Slam Dunk and Three-Point Contest. Tonight from Troy High School. Hello again, everyone. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here at Troy High, where tonight, Joe, we get to see another showcase of some great talent.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, usually we get to watch this about a month or two after you've watched the NBA do their thing, but because of the lockout, this is the only one you're going to see this year. It ought to be a lot of fun. You know, in the past, we've seen some guys like Dane Fife, Rashad Phillips, and even Shane Battier, who we just watched in the Final Four, so you never know what you might be watching out here tonight. Might be the guys you're watching in the NCAA tournament in a couple of years.
Yeah, we've seen some great talent in the past, and tonight is no exception. In the three-point shooting, which we'll see first tonight, some great shooters in Oakland County.
Yeah, a couple of them, two of them from Troy High School, playing in their own gym. Tim Freilich, a guy we've seen in basketball and football over the last few years, a very good shooter. His dad's the coach here. You know that he knows these rims. And Brian O'Keefe as well, another guy from Troy. He knows the rims. You got to think he's going to do pretty well. He had one of the top scores in the preliminaries. Two other guys I think you keep an eye on. A sophomore from Rochester High, Walker Russell, son of the former Piston Walker D. Russell. Obviously, he's pretty good. And then I think Jason Abomswing, just because, hey, the guy led Oakland County in three-point shooting in the regular season, so he's got to be one of the favorites going into the finals.
Okay, we'll see what happens in the three-point shooting. And then there's the slam dunk contest, which is always exciting.
Slam dunk contest is always a blast, and we've seen guys in the past there, and Wilson won the very first one. He went on to Eastern Michigan, had a great career. Craig Urquhart, now at Eastern. Shane Battier won it a few years ago. Also had some short guys. A couple years ago, John Borovich, one of the point guards now up at Central Michigan, a 6-foot point guard from Seaholm won it. My three picks right now are shorter guys, and I got to go with 6'2" Jonathan Oliver from Oak Park. He has some really sweet dunks in the preliminaries, little attitude, little showmanship. You got to like that. Darius Whiteside, a 6'1" senior from Avondale, a guy we've seen over the years. Another guy with a little flash to what he's doing. And then 6'1" Mike DeGane from Madison High. Got a little creativity as well, a little bit of excitement, had the crowd going. I think those three guys can surprise you. And you know, the shorter you are in a dunk contest, the more likely you are to get the crowd going, and that plays a big factor in the judges' minds.
Okay, we'll see what happens. The Troy Community Coalition puts this on for a great cause, and we'll be back with some great action right after this. Stay with us.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book, and by Bell Tire.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gothier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my Market Share Coupon Book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this, $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can't. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
Welcome back to the three-point slam dunk contest, the three-point shooters, and we've got them for you. We have 13 three-point shooters. Here they are. Kyle Morris with 17, Brian O'Keefe with 17, and it is Jason Obanzawin from Walled Lake Central with the 17, and Jason Miller. So 4 17 shooters there.
Right, and then the Deljosevic almost right there with the rest of them, and it was supposed to be just the top 12, but because we had a couple extra guys tied with 12 points, we actually have 13 finalists: Ryan Morris, Joe Phillips, and Walker Russell rounding out the bottom, and we're going to start off from that bottom until we get to the top guy, which means Kyle Morris will go last, Ryan Marino will go first.
Ryan Marino will go first down at the bottom. The rules, that's right, and the rules and regulations right now, the shooters will have 5 racks with 5 balls a rack. It's 60 seconds to shoot, 25 shots possible, 1 point per ball except for the last ball in each rack. It's worth 2 points on that one. 6 points possible per rack on the 5 racks. Here we take a look at these shooters.
We've got Ryan Morris and Joe Phillips, the first 2 shooters. Ryan Morris at the home court, which is to your right. Joe Phillips at the visitor court, which is to your left. Phillips, a 5'10 senior from Kimball.
2, 1, go!
And we're underway here in the semifinals. And off to a good start here at the home basket for Ryan Marino. Ryan Marino from Clarkston.
Joe Phillips keeping even with them now.
And they're all tied up at 5 with 37 seconds left.
2-point ball there, gets it to go. He's up to 7 points with 3 racks left and plenty of time on the clock.
Ryan Marino now finding it hard from the top of the key. He's got a 2-pointer that makes it, and it's 7-8 right now.
Phillips struggling from the top, only got 1 out of 5, and that was just a 1-point ball. Now he's over on the far side rack.
For Marino, and he's going to try to get that last one for 2. Can't get it. Last rack. 10 seconds.
Well, both guys struggling there. Phillips gets the 2-ball once again. It's going to be tough to get all these shots off with just 5 seconds. He's got 3 to go. Got to fire him up. Probably won't get that 2-point ball off. Here's a 1-point shot.
And the last one won't count over there for Phillips. As we finish up 8 to 12. Phillips coming out on top there. Here's a guy that we called out at Rochester, doing the games out there.
Yeah, Walker Russell's a sophomore, so we're going to see him for a while out here. And, you know, I said when he was a freshman.
And another guy familiar to us on TCI Sports.
Yeah, Tim Freilich. We've seen him in football and basketball. And Walker Russell, as a freshman, reminded us of Rashad Phillips. And
these 2 guys might surprise some people right here. They didn't do too well in the first round, but let's see what they do here. Yeah, Walker Russell on the home court to the right.
Freilich gets 1 on the first rack.
1 apiece on the first rack for both.
Still tied at 2. Gets a 2-ball for Freilich.
Russell with the 2-pointer won't go, and he's at the top of the key now.
Freilich bounced him off the front of the rim, gets that one to go, and now the 2-point ball. You hit those 2s up. You know, they say in the NBA contest that's a big deal, and it's helping him so far.
There's the 2 for Russell. It won't go.
Freilich up to 10 points now. Plenty of time for that last rack, too.
Russell on a roll. 3 in a row.
Freilich
and the 2-pointer. All tied up at 10 with 10 seconds left for 5 balls.
Freilich for 2. Can't get anything to go on the last rack.
Russell, the last shot he'll get off for 2. Does he get it? Yes! 13 for Russell puts him up top now.
Tim Freilich with the 10 already eliminated because of Joe Phillips' 12. So right now you're looking at Walker Russell and Joe Phillips as your top 2 guys.
And shooting now at the home basket will be Joe Cassidy, number 9 there. And on the other side will be James Hormez from Hazel Park, number 51.
James Hormez, 5'8" guard from Hazel Park High School. Cassidy gets the shooter's roll on that one.
Slow start over here for Cassidy.
Hormez, I should have got the shooter's roll. Got the 2-ball to go, and all of a sudden he's got 5 points up top, and he's hit the first one, getting a little bit of a zone. All of a sudden he's got a little bit of a roll going on here. 2-point ball, gets it up to 9 with 2 racks to go, and again, plenty of time to get all these shots off.
Cassidy still stuck at 3, and now gets 1 to go to 4, and he gets a 2-pointer to make it 6.
Nothing on that rack there for Hormez. Now he's got to get a couple to get into the final. Going to need to hit these next 2. He's got 10. Actually, this will just get him to 12. And he does.
Cassidy with no time left. That won't count, and it's a 7-point total for Cassidy.
Hormez, he got 12, which puts him in a tie for second with Joe Phillips.
And let's take a look at our next shooters, as we have Jordan Harrison and Jeff Olin. At the home basket, Jordan Garrison.
Garrison from Holly High School. Olin from Birmingham Groves. We're getting up to the guys that had slightly higher scores in the prelims. We'll see if they can keep hot.
Nothing there for Garrison.
Olin almost got the shooter's roll there. He got 1 on the front rack. Just the first to go on the second.
Garrison now on a roll at 4. Hits another one. He's made 3 in a row and tried to get the 2-pointer.
Olin got the 2-point ball. 4 points going up to the top rack. Gets the shooter's roll there.
Garrison looking good from the top of the key. Hits 1 and just short on the rest of them. Couldn't get the 2-pointer. He likes it from the perimeter because he has done well there on both sides right now. Off the arc. Missed the 2 though. We're all tied up at 8.
Jeff Olin with 8 on the last rack. Gonna need to hit a couple here.
Just coming up short. You wonder if they're getting a little tired after that first round, and he couldn't hit the 2-pointer.
Olin finishes with 9.
Garrison with 8.
So neither one of them is going to advance. Now we move on to the next guys. Albert Deljosevic, 6'1" senior from North Farmington High School.
He had 16 points.
And then one of the top scorers, Jason Miller from Lake Orion, a 6'1" sophomore. We talked about Walker Russell being a sophomore. We're talking about one of the guys who had 17, one of the top scorers in the first round.
That's Jason Miller right there. Jason Miller will be at the visitor basket to the left of your screen. And Deljosevic will be at the home basket.
Miller averaged 2 threes a game during the season. Hope he hits more than that tonight.
Good luck, gentlemen. In 3, 2, 1, go!
Now we're underway. 60 seconds, and they make the first one for Deljosevic. Makes the next one.
Miller gets 1 to go.
Misses the 2-pointer.
Miller got the 2 to go. Now he's hit 3 shots in a row. Rims that one out.
Deljosevic with 2, and then he missed the next one.
Miller seeming to find his range now. He's got 7 now, 8 points. Looking real comfortable up top. Just misses that one.
And a 2-pointer for Deljosevic won't go.
Miller just rims out another 2-ball, but he's got 9 points with 2 racks to go. Now he's got 10.
Another one.
Well, both these guys getting it going here.
Those 2-pointers really help you. Deljosevic hasn't been able to hit them.
Miller with 13, tied for the lead right now with 4 balls to go. Now he's in the lead with 14 points. Make it, well, no, keep it at 14. He rimmed that one out too. Here's the 2-point ball.
Yes. So Miller, who had 17, one of the top scorers in the first round, advances. Deljosevic will not advance. He had 9. Miller.
Well, Miller advances as of this moment.
Yeah.
Right now he's actually in the lead. So again, we can knock out Hormez and Joe Phillips, and it's Miller in the lead, Walker Russell in second place if none of the final 3 shooters can beat 13 points.
And now our next shooters from Wall Lake Central, Jason Abomswain from Wall Lake Central with 17 points on the other side. Number 24, Brian O'Keefe
He's in his
He's
home
from
gym.
Troy High, so this is a home court for him, although he's shooting from the visitor side.
Keep an eye on Obamswin, though. He led Oakland County in three-pointers this season.
Obamswin on the home court. That'll be on the home basket, rather, on the right side. But over on the home court for him, there's a two-pointer.
Ryan O'Keefe.
O'Keefe doing well.
3, still can't get that next one to go. Now he's got 4. Now the 2 ball.
Obamswin hits, and now the 2 for him. And he gets it for 7.
O'Keefe up to 7.
Looks like they'll have enough time on that last. They keep at this pace. And he misses the two-pointer that tied at 8.
And O'Keefe just not getting any kind of zone. He just seems to be making 1 out of every 3, but that might be just enough to get him into the next round. Got
Look
10.
at this. Obamswin hits 2 in a row, misses the two-pointer, and it's all tied up at 10. 11, 12.
And O'Keefe doesn't get the 2 ball to go.
The 2, he's got it. And that gets him at 14. So Obamswin lives up to his title.
That's right. The leading three-point shooter during the regular season, and now he and Jason Miller are no worse than a shoot-off for the final spot if Kyle Morris were to beat 14.
And because there were 13 shooters, Kyle Morris will now shoot alone. There will be no one shooting at the other end. So we get to focus on him. And I wonder if this puts a little more pressure on him since he's shooting all by himself. I guess
you
it doesn't
wonder,
really matter.
but then you got to think, I can't imagine that any of the 2 guys that have gone together know what the other one's doing.
Yeah, they're not really racing each other. They're racing the clock.
Kyle Morris, a 6'5 senior from Rochester Adams.
So here's Kyle Morris, 6'5 senior. Can't get the first one to go. Follows up nicely. Nice rotation on the ball. Can't go.
Going at a good pace, though. Time shouldn't be a factor for him.
Big two-pointer, and he gets it at 5.
5 seems to be the magic number to be at after the first 2 racks to even have a shot at it.
Yeah. Gives you a little comfort zone. He's at 6 now. And now the two-pointer to get him to 8? No.
And now he's going to have to get in a little bit of a zone in his last 2 racks.
That 2 was important for him. He couldn't get it. He's at 6.
Can't do it now.
7. Needs to get hot here. Nope.
Mathematically, he had no shot on the last rack anyway.
Yeah. And that'll do it. So that ends our 3-point semifinals, and the 2 that make it, as we see the results here, Jason Obamswin and Jason Miller. 2 Jasons will square off in the finals. They both had 14, 17 in the first for both, and 14 for both. So fitting that they would be matched up in the finals.
What do you bet there might be a shoot-off after this final? They might tie up and have to go again.
We've seen it happen.
Could happen again.
And we will see what happens right after this. Stay with us as the 3-point contest continues.
On the Master Anglers, we bring you the hottest fishing action around the state of Michigan. From tips and techniques to advice and stories from the pros, the Master Anglers gives you the info you need to catch the big ones. Plus, it's just plain fun. That's the Master Anglers, Thursday nights at 8 on TCI Channel 63.
And welcome back to Troy High School. Our 2 finalists in the 3-point contest are getting ready.
Look at Jason Miller.
Obamswin and Jason Miller.
Jason Miller, again, the sophomore from Lake Orion. Might see him for a few years. And Jason Obamswin, leading 3-point shooter during the season in Oakland County. Now looking to have a nice contest here, too.
That is Jason Miller there. He is at the visitor basket, which is to the left of the screen. And to the right of the screen, shooting at the home basket, is Jason Obamswin. Here we go, 1 minute.
3, 2, 1,
Obamswin hits his first.
Now Miller hits his second shot and his third.
They're all tied up at 2 and now 3.
This is a good match.
And now a 2-pointer. Hit for Jason Obamswin. Jason and Jason going at it. They had identical scores of 17 and 14 in the first 2 rounds.
Well, Miller up to 5, and now the 2-ball up to 7, and
Obamswin hits his 2 for 8.
Old-fashioned shootout. You got to wonder if the senior might have an edge over the sophomore. Just a matter of composure, but right now they're tied.
Obamswin with the 2.
Miller with the 2 right after him, and he's only down by 1. Gets the shooter's roll.
There's the tie now, and Obamswin comes up again, and he hits 2 in a row. 3 in a row, and now the big 2-pointer, and he just missed.
Well, Miller in a bit of a hole here on the last rack. Got to get hot.
Obamswin continues to hit. Every other one, he hits another one. 16, and this would make it 18 if he makes it. No, 16 points for Jason Obamswin from Walled Lake Central, and he lived up to his billing.
Absolutely. It says here in the program he was the top 3-point shooter all year long, and it's not often that ends up being the guy that wins it, because a contest is a little different. You can spot up. You don't have to worry about picks and things like that. Steve Kerr in the NBA has only won one of those 3-point contests. He usually doesn't do so well, but this guy lived up to the billing.
He sure did. And the runner-up there, Jason Miller.
Hey, not bad for a sophomore. We're going to see him and Walker Russell for the next 2 years going at it.
Right. So let's take a look at the finals here. Jason Obamswin from Walled Lake Central, the senior at 5'8", and the 3-point leader all season in Oakland County comes up with the victory. Jason Miller in second place.
And another sophomore right there in third, so it's going to be fun for the next couple of years.
We'll be back with the big slam dunk contest right after this. Don't go away. The fun will start right after this.
The Metro Detroit Ford dealers present The Locker Room with Kirk Gibson.
And there it goes!
And Gary Danielson.
Danielson to the ball, breaks, drops back to throw, fires it in the end zone, touchdown, Freddie Scott!
Along with me, Eli Zaret, featuring the Ford Sports Classic, the Michigan sports moments so uniquely ours, and the Metro Detroit Ford dealers Question of the Week, the hot topics we debate along with you, midnight Sunday, and more on Fox Sports Detroit.
It's the way you inspire. It's the way you grow. It's the way you lead. It's the way you play. It's the way you work. It's the way you discover. TCI. It's the way you learn.
It's the way you learn.
And welcome back to the 9th Annual Oakland County Slam Dunk and 3-Point Shot Contest. This event is made possible through the generous contributions of Conway, McKenzie, and Dunleavy, the Daily Tribune, Eccentric Newspapers, Oakland Press, Troy School District Athletic Department, TCI Cable of Oakland County, and the Troy Community Coalition for the Prevention of Drug and Alcohol Abuse is dedicated to improving the quality of life for all who live and work in the Troy area by promoting a lifestyle that's free from the abuse of alcohol and drugs. The coalition was recently recognized, Joe, in Washington, D.C. as the best coalition in the nation. And, of course, we applaud the accomplishments and efforts being made in our community to make it a better place to live.
Absolutely, and for 9 years now, they've really done a lot of good work in the community, just what they're trying to do and getting the word out. And now we can go over the rules a little bit, and they are a little different from what you see in the 3-point in that these scores are cumulative. What you did in the first 2 rounds has an effect on what you can do and how good you're going to score in the final, and that gives Mike DeGain a big advantage because he's winning right now. These scores are cumulative. You get 2 dunks in the final round. You're allowed to attempt a dunk over if you miss once. You can't once you miss twice. Too bad. No stick-em, no tape, no none of that. No props. You can't jump over chairs. Obviously, people get hurt when you do that. Top 6 places get a trophy. And
they're rated from 1 to 10, and they can use a 10th as well, so that helps out on any ties.
And this is done by media members and other people that are involved with the coalition.
Our first attempt at the slam will be Jason Mays from White Lake, Lakeland. Off the glass and just missed it.
And remember, he gets another attempt. Now, Jason, obviously one of the guys who he's at the bottom of the finalists that was supposed to be the top 8. Well, you actually have 12 because there was a little bit of the guys were too close at the bottom.
And he puts it down. Here's another look.
Little basic putback. Jason Mays at 6'6". You know, we talked in the open about shorter guys have the advantage when you're taller and it's easier to dunk. You got to do it with a little more power.
Yeah, the fans really love it when you can just slam that in there quickly. And Mike Billingsley now of Birmingham Seaholm, a 6'4" sophomore.
Yeah, Seaholm had a tough season, but you know, part of the reason is that their best players, I think, were mostly sophomores and juniors. I know they had a good JV. They'll be all right in the future, and especially with a guy like that.
Yeah, when you do it with authority, they love it. But also when you get that look, and we saw it.
Got to have the look. You got to respect the authority.
That's right. You get that big slam, you got to have a little mean look after you do it.
Little attitude. And nice little throw up to yourself, and this is the dunk that Spud Webb first made popular way back in 1986 in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest in Dallas. The 5'7" guy that won it.
Let's take another look at it right here. Mike Billingsley from Birmingham Seaholm, again, the sophomore at 6'4". There he is. And our next
up is Ben Dewar. Ben from Walled Lake Western, a 6'4" senior. One of the few guys that was entered in both contests as far as the preliminaries go. Got to the finals here of the dunk. Nice dunk. Obviously he's going to do a lot with that right hand because he's got the cast on the left.
Here's a look at it here. Kind of cradled it and then put it down.
Tell you what, those red shorts reminds you of Tony Kukoc, doesn't he?
There's another look at it, another angle.
Old Michael Jordan cradle.
And there's having a seat. There's Ben Dewar. And now the score. Gerald Turner now coming up.
Ferndale guys are always in this thing. Always in the finals of both the 3 and the dunk.
Look out. There's a nice one.
Don McNeil's got to have fun at practice. Used to have Elvin Jones, and he's got Gerald Turner. He's always got guys. He had Jared Stevens and Rashad Phillips.
Always had some fun. Here's a look from underneath.
The reverse didn't go through real clean.
And now another angle for you.
And that's just a matter of that thing kind of rattling through is how the judges look at it.
And there he is from Ferndale, Gerald Turner. Now, number 74, Stan Bodzik from Berkeley, just down the road. Neighboring town from Ferndale.
Yeah, that's a guy that we've seen over the years.
Between the legs, off the glass. Ooh, that would have been something.
That's a dunk Kenny Smith used to do in the NBA dunk contest. There it is.
There it is.
Oh! Still going to get another shot.
One more, right.
That first one
he didn't touch. He had some creative ones, too, in the preliminaries.
Oh,
just missed. Good idea, and that's going to hurt because he really doesn't get any points for that.
It's hard, and you got to give him credit for creativity.
Yeah.
But you also have to remember, because these scores are cumulative, the guys that are at the lower end of this, like Bodzik, are going to have to try something a little more funky because they've got it. They start out in a hole as opposed to
Mike McGain, Andrew
Burton, these guys that are up top.
All right, now move up the ladder here to Jamal Lamb from Birmingham Grove, 6 foot.
Yeah, another one of those short guys.
Yeah. Oh,
this
look
is
at
interesting.
Starting on the floor. Hey, look at that.
All right, again, the creativity. And one thing I like about that, everybody does this thing where you throw it and bounce to yourself. And if we could dunk, we'd do it too. But he put something new into it.
Yep, on the floor. I haven't seen this done.
No, but you know, it reminds me a little of Elvin Jones used to just rip his shirt off on the way in. It doesn't affect your dunk.
There's another look at it.
It's the crowd thinking about you.
Yeah, there's another look at it. And he finishes up strong, and that's what's good. And there he is, Jamal Lamb from Birmingham Groves, and he's 6 foot. So again, the shorter guys, really, when they get up, it's really something that fires them up. Coming up next, Jeff Mitchell from Walled Lake Western.
6'2".
So he's an explosive, quick leaper, and he shows it right there. Almost got it down. Looks like he wanted to try something a little funky. Now he's going to go with something a little bit more sure. Didn't like that. He's going to come back.
Smart, though, not to even attempt it.
Yeah. Here we go.
Like that.
Got it. So we get some points on that. But again, Joe, the guys who've won it in the past have really come up with some creativity. So
something's going to happen where you're going to hear the crowd just go nuts.
So the guy who takes a gamble sometimes will come up with some more points. Here's the replay. And we'll give you one more angle here. Number 69.
And you got to like the creativity, because when you're bouncing it up, you got to do something a little different. Don't go into the reverse.
There's Jeff Mitchell. 69. And now moving up the ladder again to 5th place, Ralph Sylvester from Birmingham Brother Rice. And he flies. That was a Michael Jordan flying
That's what
slam.
I was thinking.
He looked just like it.
Little Michael, little Kobe Bryant even.
Yeah. Kind of lean. He had that lean into it. Take a look.
It's the kind of dunk Pat Collard does in his driveway.
Take a look again. And Ralph Sylvester comes up big on his chance. There he is. Ralph Sylvester, Birmingham Brother Rice, 6'3" junior. So
look for him.
Look for him next year again.
One of my favorites right here, Jonathan Oliver, 6'2" senior from Oak Park. And you talk about showing for the crowd, little attitude, little theater. He gave us some of that in the prelims. Keep an eye on this guy.
And he's got your favorite Iverson type haircut.
Here we go, Elvin Jones style.
Look at this. Here we go. Look at that. There we go. Why not? He had a little attitude after he slammed it.
Hey, respect my authority.
There it is, with authority. Shirt comes off, still concentrating on the ball, and there it is. Hanging.
And we're talking again, these top 4 guys are all within about 1.5 points of each other going into this final. And he's one of those guys that lights up the crowd with the Allen Iverson, Rashad Phillips hairstyle and everything else. They got the crowd thinking a little bit. Now we got Darius Whiteside. Avondale, 6'1" senior.
He was in 3rd place coming in now. The bounce and the slam goes. It's a safe slam, nothing spectacular there. He had one that was better than that in the preliminaries.
Yeah, and well, remember, you're talking about those guys at the bottom have to get kind of crazy and risky. These guys at the top want to hold their position for the last round in case one of these other, if Bird or DeGane misses one, these guys move up. But in the meantime, the crowd's going, all right, everybody's bounced it up to themselves. Somebody do something different. Other than Dewar with the cradle dunk.
Darius, and now in 2nd place currently, Andrew Burt.
6'2".
From Farmington Harrison, 6'2".
He had got the crowd going earlier before, too. That's sweet.
Look at that. He hit the glass and then followed up. I don't know if he intended to do that.
Yeah, he did.
It made it look good.
And I tell you what, I can't speak from personal experience, but I've talked to guys who can dunk, and they respect anyone who can do that. They say that is so hard to do, to come up, kiss it, and come back, because you usually lose your balance when you're doing that. And there he's
the slam in the stance,
giving you a little something.
Yeah, he's got that attitude right after he slams it. And that's what gets the crowd going.
And now we go to the guy that's in 1st place, Mike DeGane.
Mike DeGane, number 55, from Madison High. And he was impressive because he's at 6'1", and he really skied. Look at that. See, there he goes again. For 6'1", he can get in the air. He's got some spring, and he showed it there.
That was a sweet move. You got to like that. And the crowd was getting into it. Now we go back to the beginning. This
similar to that other Michael Jordan type slam that we saw.
A little bit. Absolutely.
And he finished it up strong. And there he is, Mike DeGane.
Should keep him in the lead, and he didn't go conservative. He tried to build on his lead a little bit. I think these guys are having fun. You saw him and Burt talking there.
Jason Mays kind of rolled it in. Not what he wanted, but he put it down, and that's not what he wanted.
What he's wishing now is that didn't go in.
Yeah.
Then he can go over.
Right. Not what he wanted. He didn't want that to go in.
And Jason Mays just didn't get up high enough.
Yeah.
And at 6'6", he's got to be a lot more powerful than that.
And he's talking about it because not what he wanted. And now we'll go to Mike Billingsley from Seaholm again on his second
That's a nice
slam.
dunk,
And he'll get
that's a
another
nice
attempt.
idea, I should say.
Yeah.
Little Statue of Liberty look.
Second attempt for Billingsley. And he made it rattle up there.
You know,
hard.
I'll tell you one thing, traveling's legal and everything here. The crowd knows when you don't do it, and now you're running in without dribbling it. And they kind of know, hey, it gives you an advantage, and you can tell the crowd doesn't get that excited about it. They want to see it look like it would in the game, at least a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't put the ball on the floor here. He just runs up. And there is Billingsley from Birmingham Seaholm.
Now Ben Dewar
from Walled Lake Western. We see two Walled Lake Western players here in the slam dunk, Ben Dewar and Jeff Mitchell. Here's Ben Dewar running, and again, he does not dribble, flies in.
And, you know, you can't, these guys can't quite go from the free throw line like Brent Berry and Michael Jordan, but it's still a pretty sweet look when you can do it. He's going to switch balls.
He doesn't like the ball. He gets to choose another one.
Find one that feels a little stickier.
Here he goes. Just past the free throw line, and that'll do it there.
Yeah, that's going to bring up
Ben Dewar. And Gerald Turner now comes up after this.
Nice idea. He cradles it down, comes back, and, you know, there's a famous shot of Michael Jordan doing that in Chicago Stadium in the dunk contest. Difference is Michael took off from the free throw line. Nice idea.
I wonder how much that cast is hurting him.
Oh, yeah.
And again now, here comes Gerald Turner. Oh, that would have been nice. See, that's what the fans like to see.
He knows it, too. You can see him grinning about just missing that by inches.
Gerald will get another shot here.
Gerald's just a junior, so we might see him again next year.
Coach Don McNeil, proud of this guy right here. As he is all of his players. There. Oh! We wanted it for you, Gerald, but it just wouldn't go. Good idea, and that would have definitely got him some big points.
Absolutely, and again, these guys down low need to get some big points. Take a look at this again. Just couldn't get it to go. Came off his hands off the heel. Now Stan Bodzik.
Oh, he knows, and we feel for you, Gerald. We wanted it to go. Stan Bodzik now. We'll try to get creative on the first one. Goes with a safe bounce and trying to get some points.
Again, you can look around the crowd and you can tell they're all going, everybody's doing this. Everyone's been throwing it up and catching it. The guy that comes up with something different is going to get the crowd going.
Yep. And you really have nothing to lose. You might as well try something different, because if those shots won't go for you.
And yeah, if you're one of the guys who's down low and you know that the guy in the lead, Mike the Game, had a great dunk, he's probably extended his lead. Well, what the heck? You might as well go for it and give him a little credit there. He did try to hang on it.
Yeah. Look at this. There's some creativity. Hey, see, that's it. I mean, the fans are already into it.
They want that, yep.
As Jamal Lamb from Birmingham
I like that,
Pros.
though. Yeah, and the crowd likes it.
And he's 6 foot, so again, if he gets a slam, these guys that are at 6 foot.
Well, cheated a little.
Well, he gets one more try because neither of them got a chance to hit. Now he's got to make up his mind. Does he want to continue with this, or does he want to try something safe?
Yeah, and I do think that after, when you're on your last one, maybe you do get conservative, because, you know, you don't, you go with something you know is going to go in at this point, I think.
Yeah.
And you see, that's not really even cartwheel.
Nope.
And now,
just didn't work for him.
But again, you know, his only shot probably of winning was to make something like that. So give him credit for knowing that.
And he does. He gets a good round of applause for trying, because they know, you know. Not a full cartwheel. Now, the cartwheel's not going to get you any points. The slam would.
Although, this guy named Lorenzo Ora went to, I think, Pershing. He ended up playing at USC, and he did that in a high school dunk contest. But his cartwheel, he came off the cartwheel straight up, caught it, dunked it all in one motion. That's the only guy I've ever seen, though, that can actually make that a part of the dunk move.
Now moving up. And a nice slam there. Strong for Jeff Mitchell from Walled Lake Western. Won't get him too many points, but we'll still keep him up there, because we've had a lot of guys that missed. Here's a replay
Absolutely, and
good hard slam.
Hey, there's awards for the top 6 guys. So what the heck? Try to get up there. To the top.
Ralph Sylvester now, who impressed some people early on. Here we go. From the free throw line. Oh, didn't get it to go.
I like the style of it, though. He started taking those long strides. Again, something different, kind of held the ball out in front, posed a little bit, and just couldn't get it to come down.
From Birmingham Brother Rice, Ralph Sylvester, 6'3" junior. Flying. Can't get it to go again. And that'll do it for Ralph, unfortunately. Still trying to take off right at the free throw line. Good flight, but couldn't finish.
Couldn't get it. Now, Jonathan Oliver coming up, and we know what he did the last time around. This guy knows how to play to the crowd a little bit. 6'2" senior from Oak Park.
There he goes. Oh, that would have been sweet. And again, Joey does what you said. He's dribbling all the way up, so that adds to more excitement. Oh, he goes with the safe one. And he finishes. So that is strong.
Not as strong as the other one would have been.
Right.
And, you know, it's just a matter of how the cumulative points come up.
And that's what's big, is he adds on to his cumulative total. But this one, he slams it a little bit harder than most with a little bit more authority, and that's what helps. On this other look, you'll see. He really gets it down there, rattles the boards, and that will get Jonathan Oliver some more points here. And it'll make it interesting to see the final totals. Now,
Darius Whiteside.
Yep.
Another one that would have been really nice. That was the Kobe Bryant dunk.
If there's a guy who hasn't made it that should be making them, it's right here, Darius Whiteside from Avondale. There it is. Not happy with it. I don't know why.
I think he came down. He might have come down funny too. I'm not sure about that.
Let's take a look. Nice. And again, different angle for you. So Darius Whiteside from Avondale finishes strong on his second. And now, Andrew Burt from Farmington Harrison, who has been exciting. Doesn't like that one.
But again, they're all doing the same thing of bouncing it up.
I
understand that
when
you're
he would
not,
show us something different.
If you can't palm the ball and you're not 6'8", you've got to do that.
Yeah.
But from a fan standpoint, you want to see more variety.
From the corner and then swings around. Okay.
That would have been some variety, I have to admit. That was a little different.
A little different. Let's try it from this side now. So now they do get conservative. After the 2 attempts, they go to something different. There it is. Now how can he finish up strong? And he does. And he does a little twist at the end. Yeah, that'll get him some good points. He's been one of the more impressive slam dunks of the night here.
Comes up, gets up there, and then hangs a little bit, you know, and that's a technical foul in the game, but hey, this isn't the game. This is fun.
So Andrew Burt with, again, a good slam to finish up strong from Farmington Harrison, 6'2" senior.
Now we go to the final guy, Mike DeGane, who I don't think did anything to damage his position of being the leader after that first dunk.
Oh, try it again. And Joe, you mentioned in the open that the shorter guys do have a slight advantage because they have to really get up, and he does.
Ooh, but now, don't miss. And I'd be honest with you, if I was Mike DeGane, I would do the most basic, simple dunk I have.
He's leading. And there he goes. And he does, and not what he wanted, though.
A little shaky going in there, but it went in. It was a pretty creative move. You know, and I wonder, I think it might have hit his head. No, it didn't. It hit his hands, though. It was going to go in a little cleaner. It'd be interesting to see if that was enough to keep the lead and get the title.
Okay, Mike DeGane has to be a little conservative on his last slam, but keeps his points total up, as it's a cumulative total, and we'll see how close it gets here in the finals as we will come back with the wrap-up to the slam dunk contest and our dunkers right after this message. Stay with us. The slam dunk contest will finish up right after this.
Oakland
Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
And welcome back to Troy High School. Joe Abramson has our winner of the three-point contest, Jason Obamswin. Joe?
Hey, Jason, that was a heck of an effort out there. You know, you were the leading three-point shooter all season in Oakland County. You had over 70 three-pointers throughout the season. This is a little different, though. You're not in a game situation, getting off the dribble or catch and shoot or anything like that. You're taking it off a rack. Was that a little bit different for you?
A little bit different, but I practiced a little bit today and doing that in gym, so that helped.
Did anybody give you any advice, anybody who had been in this before or been anything like that, tell you things to look out for as far as taking it off there and getting it done in the 60 seconds?
Yeah, Corey, my teammate Corey Heights, he told me to just take your time on the money ball because, you know, it's basically worth 2 shots. So I tried to take a little bit more time and focus on the money ball.
All right, now it seemed in the final round that every time he caught up and tied you, you hit a shot. And I can't imagine that you're aware of what's going on the other side, but it sure looked like it. Do you have any idea what's going on at the other side of the court?
Well, I looked up at the scoreboard and I saw it was tied at 11-11, and I just started shooting, and luckily they fell in for me.
Well, yeah, that was something I kind of wondered because it just seemed seriously it was like just a shootout. Every time he got you got him back. Was this something you kind of, you don't want to say you expected it, but were you pretty confident coming in?
I was pretty confident coming in. And it pumped me up to go against Ben Dewar since, you know, he's from Western and stuff. And when I beat him, I felt confident.
All right, well, hey, great effort tonight. Congratulations. Way to go. Now we'll talk to the winner of the slam dunk competition, Jonathan Oliver, and hey, those couple of sweet dunks you had there, and even in the prelims, you know, you had this crowd going right from the get-go.
That was my main focus, you know, just to do something to get the crowd into a crowd pleaser. So that was just my main focus, just to get the crowd into it. You know, I wasn't looking to win yet.
All right, now, you did some things we've seen before from Elvin Jones and a few other guys with ripping the shirt off, and I'm wondering, is that something you had seen? Had you been to these before and seen how that gets the crowd going?
I've seen it before, but my friend, his name is Travis Wilder from Ferndale High School. He plays for him. He just told me, if you take off your shirt, John, it's going to get the crowd. You're going to win it. So I just did it.
That was something. Now, we noticed this, aside from that, we noticed in the prelims and even in the final that probably more so than anybody else out here, you got the idea of even after the dunk's over, posing a little bit, showing a little attitude, playing up to the crowd, and if the crowd reacts, because they don't react to every dunk out there, especially when everyone's throwing it up and catching it, that was going to buy you some points from the judges, and it seemed to work. Was that another conscious decision?
Nah, I mean, I seen last year the dunk contest, and sometimes guys will do a good dunk and the crowd won't get into it. So, you know, I had to make sure everything was going to be good so the crowd could get into it, everything.
Now, what sort of stuff did you do to prepare for this other than just, I guess, going in the gym and dunking? Do you have a mindset as far as what dunks to do?
Nah, I just, whatever comes to my head, I just do it. You know, however my legs feel, I just go ahead and do it.
All right, well, obviously the legs felt great today.
Felt real good.
Good job. Congratulations. Way to go out of here. All right.
And Joe, we've had a great contest here. Again, a great cause, the Troy Community Coalition, and we had another great shootout in the three-point contest as we can take a look at the finalists there.
Yeah, and it was really exciting, the three-point shootout, the way it went right to the wire, and finally the guy who had been the best three-point shooter in the county all year long finished it up, hit a couple shots when he needed to. And Obamswin, hey, it was like he said to us, he was aware of what was going on at the other end of that court, and he all of a sudden got in his head, hey, I better make some shots, and he did, and the crowd could feel it, we could feel it, came out the winner, and the dunk, well, hey, Oliver knew what he was doing, man.
Let's take a look at the finalists in the three-point, actually the slam dunk contest, and both the three-point and the slam dunk finalists, the winners, had the same initials. Yeah. I don't know what that tells you, but
I was kind of teasing you. I said, well, if you got a good J, you're going to have some O. And
That's right.
the only we can come up with out of that.
That's right.
But I'll tell you, Jonathan Oliver played up to the crowd, and if you can be the guy that gets the crowd going, because after a while you see the same thing. You sit here for a while, you get a little tired if you're sitting up there, you're on wooden chairs. Hey, he gets the crowd going. The judges noticed that. It worked for him. He played up to him. Very exciting, a lot of fun. And remember, this isn't the guy that was leading going into the final. He had to pick up some ground, and he did. And he beat some pretty good dunkers.
Yep, he knew what he had to do, and he did it. And, well, we're just happy to be back here and do this for you. And thanks for tuning in for the Slam Dunk and Three-Point Contest, the 9th annual here at Troy High School. I'm Dave Zorin for Joe Abramson. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you next year.